Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
Lulu Xin Zhao gonna fall off at some point in time. Gonna be very hard for them to bring down the Dr. Mundo. And earlier we hit on Mako, probably just going towards that Leona. Does make sense with just very standard support, right? It feels like
gonna move into the top side of the jungle. Maybe look for an opportunity on towards Flandre, but it's not gonna happen. Flandre's headed back to base. Beautifully. They're going to be chilling as Mako moves over. This is a 4v4 between the teams right now. It's 0-0 on the scoreboard, but EDG want to change that. In goes JJ, taken down very low. Wildgrowth already used. Forced to flash, slicing Maelstrom across the team. Flandre sets it up beautifully. Goes down for his trouble. It's a 2-for-1 in EDG's favor.
And I'm surprised that JJ went in so early. Coordination not really there, but he was able to get out. Flandre able to go in.
Oh, Scout. He's gone too deep on this one. Stunned up, rooted up. Will be taken down. Shanks finishes his counterpart.
And that one's just so surprising coming out from Scout, pretty much giving over a kill for...
But it's not going to lead to anything, I don't think.
Yeah, not going to turn into much, but look at your mini-map. W actually making their way upside to punish Flandre, but Mako is on his way.
They're trying to punish the unpunishable, though. Flandre will not go down here. Mako moving over. Herald going to be dropped by WE. Breathe will be close enough to get the 2 plates. And finally gets out with his life here as Beishan threatens the re-engage. There is no Drake. This is a fight over a red buff right now. Elk with a great true shot barrage and a bit more poke to follow it up as well. EDG could be in trouble as Breathe TP's in. EDG trying to back away. Flandre to join the fight, but EDG are already taken apart here. 2 more kills for Shanks and with a distortion, but not if a TP comes through onto that cannon. So TP used here by Scout just to make sure they can guarantee that tower. A little bit of a chunk taken off of Viper as Breathe looks for an all-in onto Flandre. Mundo goes where he pleases, and Flandre does too apparently as he escapes. So now JJ jumps in onto the Mundo. Breathe will be breathing no more. JJ cuts him down. It's going to be traded for a tower in the bottom side.
And really nice punish coming out from EDG. I didn't even notice that Breathe is actually going towards Divine Sunderer Mundo. This is our first one in LPL playoffs so far. We've had the Gore Drinker. We've had the Frozen Fist come out, but this being our first Divine Sunderer, feeling like he has the damage, but the rest of the Cavalry shows up. Guess what, Breathe? The rest of your team was on bot side playing for bottom lane turret. All of EDG were there, and yeah, Breathe on either. So for WE, they're going to be able to control side lanes, look to move first, have numbers advantage, but EDG look for the engage on Missing.
Yeah, Missing's in trouble. Already used his flash as a solar flare. Gets the stun here. Flandre looking for a follow-up stun. Missing should go down here. Taken out by EDG before the fight can even begin. Elk, you got to be a little bit... Elk is an incredibly intelligent player that very regularly and very actively improves. He's the guy that is...
20 is the steal not going to be able to go through. Now, like you said, this split, I feel like he has to have both side waves pushed out right now, so EDG will end up losing something, but EDG can look for the fight.
There's Solar Flare, no Ragnarok available, but Mako's gone too deep, forced to flash away himself, and JJ left alone. Wildgrowth comes in, but Beisheng falls. And Xin Zhao managing to take that kill for himself, takes a
engage. Slicing Maelstrom is still up for Flandre, so he is the one hope for the team. But man, JJ is getting chunked so low, he might be dead.
Oh! Shanks jumps over and finishes him off. JJ stepped way too far. Would be sold for EDG if they're able to get it. As they push this mid wave in, JJ just gets kicked out of the fight completely. In they go. Mako starts the fight. Wildgrowth used, but he's just taken down. And EDG, that was the most uncoordinated play I think I've ever seen them make. Viper now.
Favorites. WE looking to continue their run, starting to inch their way to controlling this game. Flandre, you're going to get a bit of gold in the bot lane, and WE still control the map. I just love that you're right. We're having it.
WE, even though we've been fighting mid this entire time, even though 2 towers have been taken in the mid lane by EDG, WE still only just finishing that tier at a reasonable level. But WE continue to push forward, continue to aggress. EDG now trying to answer. W comes out, true shot barrage across the team, and Mako chunked down to half and back out once again. JJ can't close the gap. EDG, they're being toyed with right now. WE playing with their food. Elk actually jumps forward with his E, has to flash back out. Flandre into the pit, in goal with the fight. Shanks in trouble, 1 HP goes down. Flandre with a slicing Maelstrom. EDG, after everything, after this huge battle of poke, WE overstep and EDG take them apart.
EDG finally going to be able to get this soul. finally taking a fight, bringing the gold back closer, Munch. But
Yeah.
I don't...
Will have vision on the Baron. Flandre up on the top side, but no slicing Maelstrom here. Elk will be able to poke. Breathe can move into the pit. Base Chunk has flash available. Needs to try and look for the steal. Into the pit, and he gets it as well. Elk still alive here. Jumps away. Gets a Q onto Flandre. Breathe playing bodyguard. Elk playing sniper on the backside. JJ forced away as Breathe chases for more. He continues to go wherever he pleases. And Flandre now in trouble, but Shanks misses the chains. EDG, they get away with their lives, but not with a Baron.
Munch, I felt like that was EDG's only chance to be able to try and take this game, to try to salvage it back. But this is looking decisive for WE moving forward. It's been a bit slow. It's been a bit, like we said, a war of attrition. But WE have been in control for the past 10 or so minutes. And that steal feels like it seals the deal.
Oh, TP behind the team, though. Flandre is here. Scout is here. Slicing Maelstrom comes in onto 2. It's missing and Breathe, though. The 2 tankiest members. Breathe still alive. And it's a redemption in. The damage is there. Elk finishes off Flandre. I cannot believe that.
Paying off in terms of how they are able to take these games. Doesn't matter that the enemy team was able to pick up that soul. W doing such a good job of playing out with this Ezreal. You hit on it. We've seen this Ezreal 24 times from Elk so far. He is so comfortable on this champion.
Oh, no.
As Mako.
Shanks is caught out. Mako, I thought he'd gone too far, but he's found the perfect pick. Shanks oversteps. He's just going to slowly but surely run out of health. The Serpent's Fang paying dividends here for Elk. More damage onto the tanks here. Elk already used his E, though. Manages to get out over the wall. JJ chasing for this one. He just doesn't have the damage. There's no damage coming out from Viper. He can't get close enough. And Breathe is behind everyone, but so is Flandre. This is the moment for EDG. If Flandre can finish these kills, but he can't quite take the health bars down just yet. JJ survives. Breathe trying to regroup with the team as well. It's a 1-for-1 across 5 men strong, and they're going to start the Elder Dragon. Elk trying to move closer here as Shanks is up towards the top side, but he's on wards right now. Breathe has to muscle his way in. He's got to be WE's entrance into the fight. He's going to be engaged upon himself, but he's tanky. True shot barrage across the team. The carries can't get in for WE, but EDG are just getting chewed through here. Mako still surviving, slicing Maelstrom on the front line. Mako survives as well. Viper low on HP, but surviving everything WE throw at him. The poke still coming out from the 2 carries on WE. EDG getting low on health. Elk doing everything he can. So many mystic shots, so many true shot barrages. Shanks into the pit as well. Viper still surviving, still has his GA. Elder getting low here. There is no jungler for WE. The smite will... No!
Oh, he gets
Elk
it!
steals it! The perfect play from Elk, and Shanks finds a kill onto Mako, and WE, they win the impossible fight. 3v5, they take the Drake. A true shot barrage. Ever a tilter. If there is ever a play to tilt you, that is it for EDG, because they have been struggling to fight.
Once when it was looking dire, and Viper still 3-0-5. There's hope, Munch. Maybe not a lot of it, but there's hope.
Yeah, there certainly is, and Mako has started those fights that turned this game around, but I don't know if it can happen again
40
here, Lyric.
seconds.
40 seconds on Elder, and WE with both buffs want to brute force this victory. They're onto the Nexus Towers already. Good damage coming on through. And they'll play this one slow. There isn't a massive rush here. Still 30 seconds. They can use these Baroned up minions. They can wait for the next wave, and that will be EDG's opportunity. The second that buff drops in 20 seconds time, you've got to believe EDG will pounce.
EDG just need to wait out 15 more seconds. They're doing fine. As long as Elk's poke isn't connecting, they can still look for the defense. The Shanks.
Flandre's TPing in, but it's too late. The rest of the team's already dead. Huge pick there. Flandre into the middle of everyone. Elder Dragon doesn't mean anything with the Zhonya's there. JJ gets one. Elk still going strong. Flandre low on HP. Mako low on HP. WE chase EDG to the ends of the earth. They take the Elder. They take the Baron. And now they will take the base. 13-12 as they finish things off. And WE take game 1.
WE so far running.
I mean, they have a lot of hard engage on the side of EDG. This is a comp that wants to go in.
And at least this time, right? Even if they can't, they at least do have tools.
His tower, he has to flash into his jungle here, and they're chasing for more. Shanks is moving up as well. Very low mana. Flandre, no flash available. They've got to find anything, any kind of CC. The Rune Prison will do it. No! 1 HP. The flash from Breathe. He will cut him down eventually. There we go, the first blood. It got a little dicey, I'll admit, but
WE towards the top side.
Here we go. We've got a skirmish on our hands. Realm Warp is going to come on through. Flandre stunned up and already taken down before the fight can even begin. Shank's in trouble. He's low on HP. JJ trying to get in. Fate sealed as well from Scout, but he just doesn't have the damage at this point. Shanks gets away with his life, and Breathe still going strong in this one. There's a barrel on the floor. Big damage. Rune Prison. Scout eradicated, and WE.
Bomb is down for Elk. Just a lot of things that would be good in 5v5.
Wait, hang on. Hang on a second. Is it me?
At 9 minutes. Like, man, what universe is this where WE are completely clapping EDG so far? LNG making a crazy run on the other side. Down another turret.
Where did the macro genius EDG team go? Because right now they are being destroyed by WE in the macro game, and maybe in the fight game too. Mako forced to flash as he's kicked away from this tower. There are no minions though. WE are kind of trapped here. More bombs coming out. Mako looking for an engage, but Breathe is arriving. You see Scout moving over as well. The minions arrive. Demolish will be procced. A satchel charge will be available. And WE get themselves over towards the rest of the team. Mountain Drake spawning onto the map. And importantly, first Drake was Cloud, which means it's going to be a good soul this game. JJ moves in. Pillar across the team here. Bombs go through. Viper low on HP. JJ very low as well. Will finally fall. No, doesn't quite go down. There they go. Everybody falls simultaneously on the side of EDG. This WE... It looked a little dicey for a second there, but Viper
difference coming out from Shanks, able to the Everfrost and just get the damage down. And now WE just get to keep trucking forward.
My Lord. They've got a Herald. They don't even have to waste the satchel charge on this one. They could even push for a little bit more, because this Ziggs with a blue buff, he can do this all day long. There's some barrels in onto Viper as well, and a Mega Inferno Bomb, and a Cannon Barrage. Get out of there, Viper! This ain't your Rift, sir! WE continue the siege. Last time it was an ARAM. This time it is an absolute siege here from WE, and there's nothing EDG can do about it.
No, it doesn't even matter if you find the kills or not, right? WE able to force them off the objective. They take it. They
gave them a hell of a series, even though it was a 3-0. LNG really showed up. We've got a bomb coming down. JJ's in trouble. He's going to be slowed. He's going to be chomped. He's going to be struck by lightning. And a little shot of gunpowder to finish him off, but they can't even get that! Elk just ults the wave. EDG can't even take a tower on opposite side. While the Drake is taken by Beishang. Lyric, I'm running out of words here. This is feeling hopeless. That's a good little nickname. I think that's his name for the rest of the series, I think, at this point. JJ, basically 1 HP. And why force the fight when you can just go for the Baron? JJ low, though. Flandre moving in. He's on the Ken and slicing Maelstrom. Could be the answer. True Shot Barrage across a couple, but EDG health bars are getting low themselves here. Can JJ get the steal? He's 1 HP. Beishang finishes the kill, finishes the Baron. Flandre doesn't have the damage. Viper trying to finish Elk, but the flash keeps him safe. Scout will fall as well. And it couldn't have gone any worse for EDG. They try and make the miracle save. They try and hold on to that game, but there's nothing left to hold on to.
Where were you when WE speed ran EDG in the top 4 of LPL playoffs? Because WE can just tunnel down the base and look to be heavy favorites going into Game 3.
Lyric, right now the score is 12-0. Right now the towers are regularly using Teacher, but other than that, I am fully on board with this team. And right now, they are looking dominant, and they are looking like one of the best teams in the entire LPL. I cannot believe those words just left my lips. Here we go, Elk engaged upon by Mako. There's the fate sealed as well, but they just don't have the damage. Elk survives. Flandre now dives the backline. They managed to do it. They got themselves a kill. EDG will not be perfect gamed, but they will be gamed. At the end of the day, it's 17-1. It's going to be a 2-0 for WE. They've started this series the way they mean to go on. They continued their run. 2-0 now. 1 game away from making it to the semi-final.
And
he always, or almost always, gets the counter pick for EDG, and this time we get to see a bit of spice. The vein comes out in the hands of one of the most talented AD carries in the entire world. In the end, I think Shanks managed to stop Scout's TP there.
Yep.
Oh, wait, actually, they're just going to chase for more.
To stop the TP.
EDG are in all kinds of trouble here. Flandre playing that weak side once more. This time he had friends, but it's not going to matter. The bomb comes in. The last auto from Breathe. And that's the first. Beishang looks like he still wants this fight, though. He's going to go in for this one. Flandre just going to stun him up. And it's going to be a knockback from the team. EDG just to clear it. I don't know what he expected on this one. Scout's in trouble, though. Forced to flash away. Shanks as well. Gets some good damage down. Junja falls. WE at least get one kill for their trouble and set up Shanks to get a kill here. So both solo laners for WE with a kill and a realm warp to the top side as well. Flandre, there's no way out of this one. I say that, maybe there is. He flashes away. Oh, but he can't get out of it. The Essence looks to finish it off. It was a good effort from Flandre.
Where the enemy team has prio and has the ability to make plays so well, right? We saw Breathe dodging dives in top side. We see Elk and Missing playing well around them and trying to alleviate some pressure from Viper.
Oh, but there is going to be no pressure alleviated as they dive on in. WE want to shut down this AD carry. Still has his splash available, and WE have gone too deep. Magnet Storm in, but Elk is there with many bombs to deter the counter engage from EDG. Mako in trouble. Satchel charge against the wall. That was beautifully done by Elk. And now they go for the dive. This is the Shanks that I've wanted to see ever since he came into the LPL. And it means that it will just be this tower taken in the top side. And look at Shanks. Shanks has been everywhere on the map. Every single play that WE makes, Shanks is there on this rise. We're seeing it essentially used as if it was a Twisted Fate.
Shanks definitely having a massive playoff so far, not just this game, but they have control down. They have vision wards available. They can just keep throwing out poke with champions like Ziggs and not allow for EDG to walk in. They get Drake before EDG are even here.
EDG, it's a lot better than game 2 was. But if you think back to game number 1, it was an exceptionally close game between these two teams. So EDG certainly not a team worth counting out.
You guys are Junja, though.
He's on the flank. He's over onto Missing here, but he can't quite move over. There's the Moonfall, the last breath, everything from EDG. Elk already down. Mako with a 5-man Magnet Storm as well. EDG, they're back in the series already.
And we said to keep your eyes on Mako, but actually it was Junja the one to start things off. Finds the angle to get on the backline and set up the fight. The saddest thing for EDG is the fact that there's no Baron, there's no big prize open. You will get mid-turret, you will be able to get some gold back on the map, but for a play as massive as that one, man, you would love to have more.
DP comes through from Flandre. The solo lane is on the flanks once again. Scout is here looking for his own knock-up. Mako jumps in. There's a couple of knock-ups. Junja in as well. Elk is the target, and he's taken down easily. And there's basically no answer here from WE, as Elk is just abandoned by his squad.
No, and now EDG, they're going to be able to turn and take that track.
It's Triton Zone. Viper doing a bit of damage. EDG still aren't actually aware that it's been started at this point. It's incredibly low. It's going to go down. WE! Coming out from the WE mid laner. And Beishang, all he's doing is shadowing. He doesn't even have to make a play here, as Shanks is able to just maintain that range.
Waiting for someone to overextend or pop their head out to potentially find a pick. Doesn't seem like they'll be able to do it, as if they wait any longer, they're going to lose so much tempo coming back out on both Shanks or Breathe can beat out Flandre, but Scout will also beat out the other two, as Junja finds his way on to Breathe.
Yeah, but Breathe has Meganar. TP's channeled in. Scout could be caught here, but that's going to be the Moonfall combo. Only onto one here. WE surviving the initial engagement. Shanks flashed upon by Mako and taken down. EDG have one. Flandre moves forward to look for Elk as well. Saved by a support. Elk surviving for now. The Satchel charge gets him out to safety. And in the meantime, we've got a 1v1 between Breathe and Viper. The carries from separate lanes, but carries all the same. EDG, with one pick, are confident enough to go for a Baron. This is dangerous. TPs from the solo laners of WE. In fact, it was Elk that TP'd in alongside Breathe. Beishang over the wall. He's done this once this series, but not again. He's shut down by the last breath, taken out of the equation, and EDG. And right now, it's starting to feel like maybe EDG have found the answer to the conundrum that is WE.
Yeah, EDG doing a nice job of just stacking all this dive, stacking all this engage, making sure that Elk feels pressure like he hasn't felt in the previous two games, doing a nice job of rotating, syncing up those waves. First top wave hits, they take that turret.
You got to be careful here. He's going to face check in. He's going to get caught out. He's going to get rooted up. The damage is not there to answer the play. Slice and dice out, and Actually, the rest of his team is moving up. The Realm Warp is denied. The stun out from Flandre. And WE, they try and make the pick, but it's only picked themselves apart. Now onto Shanks to go. Scout gets Beisheng. It's one for Viper and one for Flandre as well. One for each of the carries as EDG thwart WE. Yeah, now they are against the Ziggs, so that does make it a little bit more difficult, but should still be able to finish a couple of these towers off, because to be honest, they'll be quite able to tank, and hey, they got a Yasuo. Just wind wall away the wave clear, and there's nothing Ziggs can do about it. Down go the inhibs, and EDG are back in this series. They've all but finished things off, but they are going to have to back away, at least for the time being. They don't want to overstay. So those ult cooldowns are going to be exceptionally short at this point in the game. WE trying to answer on the opposite side of the map here will actually get themselves a tier.
WE is really nice to try and answer and realize that they can't contest EDG, but still, even if you are making...
Right up ahead, they have all of the control, they have the comp. Surely they can finish this one out. I'm scared for what remains of EDG if they don't manage to finish this game out. Pushing with the Baron now in this bottom side. Inhib still down for another 2 minutes here. This would be a third if they could just finish this tower off. WE desperately trying to defend. The engage comes through. Flash away from the Magnet Storm though. That's a lot used already. Inhib will fall here from EDG. They've got to play the slow game here. Use the Baron. Use the supers that are going to be pouring into this space. Elk has to do everything he can to try and clear these minions, but the Baron buff does such a good job of mitigating what Ziggs can bring to the table. Shanks' wave clear ain't too shabby himself, though. As WE continue to try and defend. Flandre goes in. Breathe is behind everyone with the TP. In they go with the Gnar. It's 3-man. It doesn't get the stun, though. Magnet Storm comes out to answer. The move 4 goes wide from Junja. Elk still going strong on the back line, but it's 1 kill already. Make it 2. We'll have a third on top of that one, please. As EDG, they manage to finish the game off. It looked dicey at points, but that doesn't matter. What matters is the win, the TPs, the summoners, the fountain dive. This is a happy moment for EDG in the series.
It feels like rough, right? You're playing Vayne into Varus, you're playing Vayne into Rel. 2 champions, very easy time of locking you down, but instead they do go with the Astro, bringing some engage themselves, bringing some more poke with those volleys.
And in the meantime, Beisheng doing this dragon. That's what we call prio right there, and it's aggressive prio at that.
Yeah, so W doing a nice job of utilizing. It's absolutely tragic much. Oh, he might still go down.
It's okay. Junja's gonna get the kill. So it all works out in the end. Yeah, he just wanted to give the kill to the jungler, that's all. But maybe he stayed too long now. Scat of the week from Shanks. And it's going to be a trade of kills. Oh, it's a bit of a disaster for EDG. Lion Viper needs to be a little cautious. He stood on a ward. He's going to be slowed. Flashes away from the Scat of the week. He's forced out of the play, at least for the time being. Beisheng wants to go for the smite. Junja in trouble. There's a shock blast as well. As there's a 2-man dive on each side of the play. It's going to be 1-for-1 so far. As it's absolute chaos on the rift. Elk desperately trying to survive Scout, but he cannot do it. Oh, the flash. It's taken out by a chain lash in the end. I have no idea who got the Herald, and I don't even care. Contest this one if he wants to. EDG are definitely going to fight, though. Look at the positioning. Scout trying to get behind. Unleashed power into the Scat of the week. There's no way out. An arrow comes in. That was beautiful from WE.
I really like the way they play that one, right? Sure, they get on the Drake, but they're all hovering around mid because they know that Scout's alone waiting for him to walk forward. And they set that one up for Flandre, but WE might actually even be able to get this turret and even guarantee another charge. I mean, you don't have TP on either one of your soul laners. WE can just force this. And even Shanks doing a nice job of trying to zone out Scout for moving down.
Yeah, very nicely done. And Flandre will be able to answer with 2 plates, but I don't know, 2 plates doesn't seem worth it for maybe 2 towers in the bottom side. Beisheng looking for the dive. He's on to Viper here. Stun comes in. The flash and the cleanse. There's an arrow onto Mako. He flashes as well. Knockups onto both. But WE back away in the end because they're happy to collect themselves a tier 2. Beautiful map plays coming out from WE. Now the answer as Scout moves in. Shanks in trouble here. The Scout of the week. Not going to be used just yet. We've got a 15-minute 5v5 on our hands here, Lyric. As the Hawk Shot goes in. Vision acquired. Mako down to half with a good shock blast from Breathe. WE trying to find a way to muscle into the pit here. Damage coming through. Elk waiting off to the side. Look at him looking for an arrow. It's going to be low, though, and it's taken by EDG. There's the arrow in. Only onto Mako, though. Shock blast. Oh, that's going to be an Everfrost onto Elk. He's going to get away for now as Beisheng turns golden, stun onto Flandre, jumps down from the sky with the lightning and shocks him into oblivion. Now to the top side is EDG, desperately trying to get underneath their towers. A chair comes out though. Mako with the re-engage, 3-man knockup. Is the damage there from EDG though? Junja can't follow. This is Scout of the Week. The slow, more chairs as they look for more. But it's going to be WE picking up a couple of kills, but EDG got that Herald.
If WE take the fight, I feel like a big thing for them was the fact that Scout didn't have his hijack available. His Syndra ultimate timed out, didn't have anything else that he was able to pick up. And it felt like EDG were in a really awkward place, right? WE were able to find it, so WE take the fight. They get more objectives off the back of that. They get top.
Start this Drake off, and it looks like WE gonna concede.
WE realizing that they don't have tempo to be able to get on this soon enough, right? EDG were coming off their bases first anyway because they were the ones that had members going down. Do have a bit of siege, but WE do have some pretty decent wave clear. But with Syndra bot, they actually might be able to threaten this.
Yeah, they're just gonna go for a tower, and Flandre flanking. Well, kind of flanking, I guess. He's off to the side anyway. He's gonna be able to threaten enough that WE back away, and as you say, Shanks WE need to find some kind of miracle, but the arrow comes on in, the stuns are there, breathe over the wall, it's a nice to the skies, but it's not going to be enough. EDG winning out this fight. It's 1-for-1 so far though, as WE start to re-engage. The slows from this Braum and this Ashe make it so difficult to aggress. Now Viper in trouble. Oh, the unleashed power, the Scat of the Week available.
Oh, so close.
An inch away from glory, and Shanks now could be the one to go down instead. EDG flipped the play on its head. They take everybody out, and missing, it's just a ping at this point.
And the Baron is up, so EDG having a nice prize that they're able to turn to. I love the way EDG played that one, taking it slow, waiting for champions like Sylas and Vigo to get their rotations of spells up. And this series in LPL history has always gone the distance, every single time, and EDG are looking to do it once again.
They want to maintain that record because EDG have never lost this series in playoffs either. Every single time it goes the distance, and every single time EDG comes out on top. WE have started off definitely going to be a bit difficult. Shanks, though.
No.
Oh, no. You've gone too far, mate. He's been having such a good series, but this game, the misplay onto Viper and now overstepping in the top side, it's not a good look. But they don't have much of a wave remaining. Viper's here to try and contest as the Dragon is going down. In the meantime, WE dodged narrowly on that Chain of Corruption. That was close from Viper. Not quite close enough. Scout.
About being on red side is being on red side, having these poke and long range champions over Baron Pit means they'll always be able to threaten EDG if they start up that one. And speaking of threatening, man, these, Chains of Corruption just not landing. Not able to find that engage that they were hoping for.
Not ideal. Not ideal there from Viper, but it's not too huge of a cooldown either. You do get it up fairly quickly, and WE actually now the ones in control of the Baron Pit, but Scout is up behind them. He's in a flank position. A TP, Mako taken down to half, so is missing though, and they've caught a couple of members of WE with the trousers down. Beisheng flubs the ult as well, and EDG have found themselves a window, missing, desperately trying to disengage. The Heartbreaker forward, jumping forward, but the arrow denies it. Scout will not be stopped though. Nothing can deny his aggression. Flandre cuts another one through as Breathe is left with nothing in the world. EDG have taken control.
And finding the massive pick onto Shanks to start all of that up. EDG now going to be able to turn this into a Baron. And again, it just feels like EDG have been the team that have been in control. Didn't even matter earlier on when they had a gold deficit. I'm going to pause though. Maybe Breathe can pull out some sort of heroics.
Oh no. We've seen him miss it twice in a row, but when it matters the most, Viper hits his target, sets up the kill, denies any shenanigans, and will guarantee the Baron for EDG. If they weren't ahead before, they sure as heck are now.
And now we look at it, right? All of their waves are pushed out. They're going to have Baron buff. Ooh, being homies,
Oh, they're waiting for Scout.
Yep. Waiting for Scout to come up so they have
Baron into some towers.
EDG going to be looking towards this bottom side. WE always need to be careful. A lot of poke to come out from Viper as well, and they even already have pushed in top. You see that Scout is pushing out mid lane, so Scout just needs to force this wave in and start pulling some members of WE back towards that mid lane turret.
Yep, and that'll open up this bottom lane for EDG, who is still going with these Baroned up minions. They've got another wave arriving, and WE are going to have to back away. Missing taking a massive chunk. Elk trying to get some volleys out, but it's just not going to really do much of anything. WE now encapsulated in their base. They have no way out. Only miracle plays can save them at this point. Junja looks for a way into the base, gets a stun down. Mako tanking up a shock blast or two, but guess what? They gave the blue buff over to Viper, so EDG can sit here all day long. Junja moves to the mid lane. He'll be able to finish off an inhib tower already, and the siege continues on the bottom side as the arrows just fly in over and over again. Relentless from EDG as they break this base open, and they make it look easy.
And they can just keep on going. W going to be the ones forced to try and find and engage onto them. The poke will come out, but still, if it's not connecting, doesn't mean too much. And even EDG having a decent amount of sustain on a lot of their critical champions. So they can take this one slow. They can rely on the damage coming out from Viper and wait for an opportunity to present itself.
Could be a last-ditch effort here for WE as EDG posturing to try and finish things off. But here's the thing. I don't even know how you make a last-ditch effort from the side of WE at this point. The damage that is coming through from EDG. Great scatter the weak, but no follow-up. Scout flashes in, gets a huge ulti onto everyone. See ya later, WE. There's nothing left in the tank as EDG just blast them. Here we go. Elk actually firing out a lot of arrows here, but they just don't do any damage, Lyric. There was a lot of arrows, and none of them did anything.
No, still, though, it might be enough to push them back. Actually, Fladre's TP, they're not being pushed back. This is going to be the end of the game, Munchables. EDG can just keep going.
The
and
TP's come back in. Junja threatens the dive onto the fountain. The Nexus is bare. And EDG, they push us to game number 5.
You love spamming volleys from you really being the highlight carry. You have 2 other long-range champions on the opposite side, so at least your accelerated shock blast will be able to hit them. And I think both compositions too. I'm a bit surprised we didn't see Shanks hover up towards there, but Shanks is coming down.
Forget the top side right here. Viper's in trouble. Has his flash realm up coming on through. Flash already used by Viper. He's slowed. He's taken down. It's a bot diff with Shanks roaming as well. Both carries grabbing a kill, and WE find a window. Singers here. They should be okay, but Junja's still around. Mako, level 5 right now, looking for a Hex Flash. They're just going towards Viper. A TP as well. Mako, but just gets denied by missing. That was beautiful. The heartbreak in. Mako 1 HP. Elk still surviving for the time being. He's 1 HP as well. Goes down to Scout in the end. I think the Ignite, no, it must have been the Unleashed Power finished him in. He's going to be able to deny 1 ward here. He's moving over, but I don't think he can actually commit to this one, at least for the time being, as this tower will go down. Missing, staying out of range, making sure that he's not taking that plate gold. This will be the first tower of the game, going the way of WE. And importantly, look at that gold lead, right? 2,500 gold in WE's favor. This is the early game that they needed to have. An arrow goes through, but mate, you know, in ordinary circumstances, you'd like a bag of money to be thrown at you, but here, not the case. Shanks is going to move up onto Scout. Scout the weak goes wide. It means Rune Prism, Everfrost, everything goes down onto Scout. He still nearly kills Beisheng because he's playing that out-skill champion. But it doesn't matter. He goes down. The Herald dropped. This is going to be a top lane tower for WE.
W with a nice job of checking up towards that top side. I think with a nice read that Scout potentially could be there looking for that pick. At the very least, it would drop that Herald regardless. So Scout, thinking he can find the 1v1, not anticipating this.
Oh, they realm warped it.
Yeah, once again, WE going to do a nice job of another map rotation with the realm warp.
5 in theory should favor EDG. So it's about WE maintaining this pressure. Oh, hang on. That's the scout of the weekend. Beisheng's in trouble. The TP. The arrow comes across as well. But the damage out from WE. They just dive on in and obliterate EDG. Forget the 5v5. Let's have a 5v4 before the TP can even come on through. That's an ace. And that's a dominant lead for WE.
Forget the late game because WE are looking for their win now. Even going to pick up the dragon as well. So not only completely wiping the side of EDG, also going to put themselves on soul point, also picking up the mid lane turret. And WE looking to make their win.
They really have, and especially with this Rise. This Rise is the key to everything so far in this game for WE. They've used this Realm Warp so creatively, and I cannot sing enough praises for Shanks in this series. Here we go, missing in trouble, but Mako's in more as he just gets annihilated under this tower. Tier 2 will fall. That is so many tier 2s. We're 20 minutes into the game. WE is so damn good at just snowballing an advantage from the early game. We've seen it time and time again in this series. And they're almost at a 10,000 gold lead.
And try and look for more as Flandre.
Oh, no. Oh, he's been caught. He doesn't get to go for the recall. Slicing Maelstrom in, but he doesn't have the damage to answer. Breathe, looking for more. Flashes for a thundering blow. Brings his own taste of lightning's day so far as they still maintain a massive gold lead. They get themselves a Dragon Soul, but this does mean in 6 minutes time.
Not a lot of magic resist on the side of WE just yet, so Syndra and Kenneth can still get a lot of value.
Here we go, Scout looking for a Scout of the week. It goes wide though. There's a Shock Blast in. Mako is so low on HP. There's the engage coming on through. And they're gone. They vanish. Flandre gets a huge ulti, but the health bars are still going strong for WE. They're low, but not down. Flandre. Oh, they've turned it around. Viper, the man that had to make it happen, annihilates WE. They don't take the Baron. They don't take the fight, but they hold on.
Ton of hard CC, like a Leona, like a Rel themselves.
Well, it doesn't matter, because they're just going to burn through this Baron. EDG too late to the party, and the Realm Warp once again used so beautifully by WE. And EDG are like, hey. And honestly, your eyes have to drift over towards Junja. He's been EDG's savior in this series. He was subbed in the final hour when they were 0-2 down. And it could be down to a smite fight over that Elder, but not just yet, because the siege on this bottom lane in Hib Tower continues. Viper takes a massive chunk from Breed there. But these Baroned up cannon minions will finish the tower off. WE can keep this up all day long and then send someone over to just solo away the dragon. Junja getting creative here. He wants to find the engage. He wants to find a way into the fight. Junja gets a stun on Beisheng. But that is all he will get for now. Shanks is over in the mid lane, sieging by himself, trying to get a bit of pressure elsewhere on the map. Elder Dragon is now live on the map. Scout takes half of his HP. That's going to be a pick coming on through. It's Junja caught out. Heartbreak used. Flash used. He has no way into Dragon Pit now. That's both of his gap closers. And the Realm Warp, once again, the signature play from WE. That's an Elder Dragon in the bag.
And they just burn it so fast, there's no response time from EDG, and this looks like it's it.
Here we go, Flandre just about dodges away from the engage. WE are on the cusp, Lyric. They are close to finishing things off. They are close to getting revenge for their history against EDG, and they are close to completely changing the way this matchup is viewed in the entire world. EDG desperately trying to hold on, but the poke is so terrifying with an Elder Dragon in pocket as well. It's going to be a recall coming out from Breathe, but he has TP and he will rejoin the team.
Yeah, going to be just able to play out through multiple lanes, right? You can have multiple members down at bot side, set up that siege around mid with the Jace, wait for supers to funnel through, just try and set up this fight. They can keep going, right? They have the accelerated shock blast, so we're keeping our eyes on Breathe to continue the siege for the side of WE. And for EDG, you're looking to see if someone can find some kind of miracle play. Someone oversteps on the side of WE and you instantly delete them, maybe with the scout of the week.
A miracle play, but it's looking like the miracle run rather than the play right now. WE look for more. Junja turns golden underneath the towers here. They're still holding on, but these Nexus towers are getting low. That's one down. WE, they just have to play at arm's reach. They don't want the full 5v5, really. They're quite happy to stay away from the enemy. Second Nexus tower low here is EDG looking for a way into the fight, but the Elder is still going strong for another minute. EDG have to hold up for so long. The flash forward from Shanks. Scout forced out. Here's Slicing Maelstrom. Can EDG hold on is the question. Heartbreak comes out. EDG jumping in, but WE have too much power. They have too much strength, and they are desperate to rewrite history. Vengeance against their old rivals as they reset once more. They push the waves in slowly but surely. 30 seconds on the Elder. In goes Breathe. Mako will fall. Everyone will fall. Viper taken out. And WE, they upset history and they make their name in the LPL.
WE making their...